Hi everybody, welcome again to NavDurga and with us again आज एक और दुर्गा है स्पेशल हमारे साथ in the studio. She is none other than a super mom, a super wife, a super daughter, a fantastic actor. Actor मैंने इसलिए बाद में कहा because all these three roles have become super important in her life also today. After an actor, she is a martial art expert and another feather which I will share later. What has she just joined recently? So please welcome in the house Isha Koppikar here. Yay!
Yay! Thank you.
Isha, thank you so much. Thank you so much for joining us. ये जो interview आज हमने जो you coming here and I think you've increased the Durga and the Navratri festival की जो हमारे यहाँ looking so pretty.
Thank you.
आज इनको देख के लग रहा है कि नवरात्रि is super happening around in the country. Yeah. So share us something about नवरात्रि का कुछ एक छोटा सा अगर memory.
नवरात्रि इज़ वेरी स्पेशल फॉर मी. मेरी नानी के घर पे हम लोग माता को बिठाते हैं एंड एवर सिंस आई वाज अ किड आई यूज्ड टू गो देयर ऑन द अष्टमी और द नवमी. आई डोंट रिमेम्बर 8th or the 9th day एज अ सवाशिनी. मतलब वो छोटी कन्याओं को बिठाते हैं और पंचामृत मेरा फेवरेट है आज तक. बट रिसेंटली मुझे एक पंडित जी ने बताया कि पंचामृत थोड़ा ही लिया जाता है, वो थोड़े से ज़्यादा जब हो जाता है तो अमृत से विश हो जाता है. सो इट इज सपोज टू बी हैड वेरी लिटिल. सो आई वाज लाइक ओके, आई विश ये बचपन में मुझे किसी ने बताया होता. सो आई हैव वेरी स्पेशल एंड वेरी फॉन्ड मेमोरीज ऑफ नवरात्रि एंड आई रिमेंबर दैट एवरी डे इज अ कलर दैट्स डेडिकेटेड to Mata Rani. One day she wears a green sari, one day she's in blue, one day she's in purple. So, and my nani used to decorate her entire that little pandal of hers so beautifully because it was started by my nana, and my nana had actually with his own hands made a wooden statue.
Wow.
And every year because इतनी जागरूक थी वो, इतनी जो भी लोग आते थे हो जाता था.
कहाँ था ये? जूहू में. Okay.
तो लोग मन्नत मांगते थे और फिर शायद कुछ बोलते थे कि मैं ये दूंगी ये दूंगा एंड देन धीरे धीरे वो चांदी की बनती गई. उनका मुख आ गया, हाथ आ गए, पैर आ गए, शस्त्र आ गए. So now the way they decorate her once she's sitting on
still happens.
Yes, और शेर पे शेरा माता माँ शेरा वाली बनती है. एक दिन सरस्वती माँ बनती है, एक दिन स्विंग पे बैठती है. The different रूप 9 दिन दिखने मिलते हैं. I'm very attached to.
I'm sure. So you have amazing memories and I think the first day नवरात्रि का इन्होंने dress पहना. I think that's white if my team was telling me. Yes.
Okay, I don't know that.
Yes. So I also just and you look amazing starting off. So this. Everybody knows about you, but थोड़ा सा अपने बारे में बताइए. Isha Koppikar is from
Mangalore. Yes. I'm a Mangalorean, but born and brought up in Mumbai, and so are my parents. But we are Saraswat, CSBs, Chitrapur Saraswat Brahmins, and we speak Konkani.
Wow. But I think आपको बहुत languages आती है.
Yeah, because I've done a lot of films in the south. Konkani is very similar to Marathi and a little bit of Kannada. My granny used to speak a lot of Kannada in the house with this house staff, so I've picked up Kannada as well. And see, language is all about even talking. Practice makes man perfect.
Yes.
So when I go to the south and I do a film and I speak over a few days, I master the language. I come back home and then I have nobody to speak to.
तो थोड़ा वो भूल
Then I forget. जैसे हमने स्कूल में फ्रेंच सीखा था.
फ्रेंच मैंने भी सीखा था. Yes.
अब भूल गए ना?
भूल गए.
क्योंकि फ्रेंच में बात ही नहीं करते.
खाली वो एक दो याद है. कॉमन ताले वो
s'il vous plaît, merci beaucoup.
Absolutely.
हाँ, कॉमन ताले वो बोला आपने. हाँ.
फिर एक था.
Quel est votre nom?
Yo, and one more. Je suis bien.
Je suis bien.
Très bien. वो एक क्या था वो इसका? Jamais toi.
वो मुझे याद नहीं.
I love you.
अच्छा.
Jatim. Oh, okay. Yes. Jatim. Oh, इनका French better है अभी भी. Yes.
I told you languages. I have a knack.
Damn good. So schooling, Mumbai,
JB Vacha.
Oh, lovely.
5 Gardens.
5 Gardens. You're very much. Yeah. And I think college का सफर बहुत अलग है.
I've been going places since then. 5 साल में 4 कॉलेज.
क्यों ऐसा?
क्योंकि मैं स्टेट लेवल बास्केटबॉल प्लेयर थी. अच्छा. और उस टाइम SIS में बास्केटबॉल था. So I went to SIS for my first year FIJC. Then I wanted to become a doctor because I come from a family of doctors.
Doctor, we have.
So my father sent me to Ruparel, which is a very studious college. But बाप रे इतनी पढ़ाई. But I didn't get good marks. I just got about 93% in 12th.
That's which, not bad.
No, which is, hello, डॉक्टर बनने के लिए 99 चाहिए. 98, 99. तो 91 92
नहीं
was
मिला.
not good.
Okay.
तो PCB मेरा उतना ही था, 90 92 ऐसे कुछ था. So my father and I told my dad that मैं जो भी करूँगी अपने दम पे करूँगी, अब डॉक्टर नहीं बनूँगी, let me do microbiology or life sciences or something, genetic engineering, कुछ तो करूँगी. So I went to Jai Hind.
Jai Hind, okay.
And then I was there for 3 years in Jai Hind. And then after that, 2 years in Jai Hind, my bad, 2 years in Jai Hind. And last year I didn't get life sciences in Jai Hind. They didn't have life sciences in TYBSc. So I went to Ruya.
Oh, so 4 colleges. In how many? 5 years? 4 college in 5 years. We have a but super actor with us here today. So good you did not do all that.
Yeah.
We have an actor with us.
And then I started my modeling when I was in Ruya.
I was going to come to that. How did this then happen? Because coming from the kind of background and I'm sure little strict parents for studies, padhai thoda. Yeah?
Yes, very.
How
very
did this
strict.
journey suddenly get on?
I started modeling, just ramp modeling, intercollegiate.
जी.
College में intercollegiate होता था, ये होता था, वो होता था. And then I'd seen one of my mom's colleagues, her daughter
Okay.
had done some portfolio. And I really loved it and it looked so stunning. So I said, I want to start. I want to do something. ऐसे time pass, pocket money के लिए. And then
Pocket
that's how
money.
I started.
So the pocket money has reached a very, very long way today here.
Yeah, I know.
So, but I
Destiny.
think family में कोई नहीं है. You just
कोई
the first
भी
one?
नहीं है, नहीं. Yeah, I'm the first.
Oh, damn good. So, if you go to see today's parents, आज भी, I'm sure at a few years ago in your time, did your parents मतलब इंडस्ट्री फिल्म इंडस्ट्री के लिए एक फिर भी एक थोड़ा सा एक थॉट प्रोसेसेस है, स्पेशली व्हेन फैमिलीज जैसे जिनके फैमिली से कोई भी नहीं है बैकग्राउंड. So were they a little worried?
They were a little apprehensive because it was portrayed as, Bollywood was portrayed as a big bad world. It's no more like that, but we see people from good families also today, and then it was, ki my child doesn't know anything about this business, and God knows what kind of people are there.
Right.
Lots of opportunists everywhere, and you're very naive at that age.
You must be quite young.
I was very young, and I still remember taking, permissions from my principal
to go for the assigned shoots. Oh,
yeah, and then he thought I was just bunking. So I used to say, no, आप ये film देखिए, आप ये. Then I used to come and show him photographs. ये देखो मेरी shooting के photographs. तब, हाँ. So then he was like, अच्छा ठीक है, okay.
I think we didn't have those.
We didn't have mobiles and all
that time.
Yeah,
of course.
We didn't.
So
just at the brink of, beginning of millennium.
We just had,
So,
of course. Even I didn't
2000.
have. Yes, in my initial college, of course.
Yeah.
So I'm sure you used to go alone.
We had phones, but we didn't. No, I used to always travel with my mom.
Acha.
Always.
So your mom has been like a
She's
strong,
been there, solid for me,
you. And I think your nani also has always. Dadi. Acha.
Yeah, I'm very close to my dadi. I lived with my dadi.
Okay.
My father's mother, no? So we all lived together. My dad, mom, my brother, and my dadi. So my dadi has a lot of. I'm very, very close. Even she's no more, but I was very close to her.
Absolutely. So एक मैंने incident I think कहीं सुना है या कि you loved one restaurant in Mahim. Foodie आप है? Do you a little foodie?
Little? No, understatement.
अच्छा.
I'm a complete foodie. That's why I've started my own cloud kitchen.
Okay.
In Sion.
So उस वक्त what did you like? Do bunk college only for work or used to go with friends? I think there was a restaurant there. You all used to go somewhere?
Mahim?
Yeah.
I don't remember.
Yeah. Okay. I think I got it wrong for this. So, एक something which is very, very unique about you, apart from being an actor, simultaneously, I think, when did this martial art interest come, in you somewhere?
Well, I wanted to incorporate it as a part of my fitness regime, but having said that, as an actor, I always felt that it gives you that extra edge over other actors.
Absolutely.
To do your own action, because girls are always considered to be very, not so physically strong. So and why should always the heroes get all the action? So I said, chalo, let me also try. And then, of course, Hollywood is, हमसे कई आगे है. तो वहाँ लड़कियाँ एक्शन कर सकती हैं, वहाँ लारा क्रॉफ्ट हो सकती है, वहाँ वो टर्मिनेटर बन सकते हैं, तो हम क्यों नहीं कर सकते? So that it all started off, and I'm an ardent fan of Bruce Lee.
Wow.
And I love Jackie Chan. So I said, let me try what I can do. It also helped me with my mind. It's like yoga. It's like meditation. It's like you're training your left and right at the same time. You punch and kick with both the sides of your body.
Right.
So it helped me.
This happened after you became an actor, or
Simultaneously. Yeah.
So it was like the need for certain films, and I think it's a right move. I think today
18 years
women,
I've been, 19 years I've been practicing.
But you look the same. You look the same. This is
I've been in the industry for 20 years.
No, but
I started martial arts about 18 years ago.
But that's what youth pretty then and now the same. So today's women, we somewhere if you go to just see from a little safety point of view, तो आपको लगता है कि ये जो मार्शल आर्ट्स है कहीं ना कहीं पर every girl should also try and see
self defense more than martial arts. self defense आपके presence of mind को भी activate करता है, क्योंकि मैंने कहा ना आपकी left और right के साथ आप दोनों हाथ के साथ punch कर रहे हो, दोनों पैर के साथ kick कर रहे हो, तो आपके दोनों hemispheres of the brain भी train हो रहे हैं at the same time, the left hemisphere and the right hemisphere. So your cerebrum and your cerebellum both are getting trained.
Active.
So your logical and your creative mind both are getting trained. So what happens is, the most important thing is it teaches you to fight or flight.
Absolutely.
It's not necessary always to fight.
Fight, of course. You can need
the
to defend
idea
yourself.
is, as women, we have to understand where we come from.
Yes,
also, we
absolutely.
are women. Men are definitely physically stronger than us. But what is important is to those few moments, those first few moments, which are very challenging. When somebody attacks you, you fight and then you flight, or then you react. For example, my Master Ji himself told me, in some brutal cases where girls were molested and even murdered after that, if you, he said, a lot of times if we don't know how to attack or how to defend yourself, we instigate the perpetrator.
Correct.
We instigate him by shouting, or we instigate him by behaving as if we can fight, but we actually cannot.
Absolutely.
So he gets instigated.
Okay.
Instead of that, you just put your fingers into your mouth and you throw up on yourself. Would he be able to touch you after that?
True.
It's very difficult.
Very difficult.
I mean...
Yeah. Yes.
The chances are, could be, could not be, but you never know, 50-50, no?
True. But at least I think that...
So that gives you the presence of mind, to... And now I feel girls are... I've read so many cases where in certain regions of India, there was one girl who was cycling and was taking her sister, and somebody stopped them, tried to... act funny with the sister, and the elder sister was into martial arts, and she bashed up some 5 guys at the same time. I mean, not bash up, but
literally could defend. Yes, absolutely.
So it is great to learn this art. Because even in animals, when a predator looks for his prey, he looks for the weakest.
That's true.
Always. When he's stalking, he looks for either a child and a calf.
The calf. Because
or somebody who's injured.
Absolutely.
If in your whole stance there is confidence.
Correct.
If there is that, you can't mess with me.
Absolutely.
Then they won't mess with you.
True. Just a thought, while you were saying, this is for film you learned, but did you ever use it in real life? Kabhi zarurat padi? Nahin. Padi hai?
हाँ, पड़ी है मतलब क्या? Like I said, it automatically becomes like your Suraksha Kavach. You automatically exude that you can't mess with me.
Absolutely.
Which I think I do.
I'm sure her husband, I know him, Mr. Narang, knows, but I'm sure she has been, I think, an inspiration. That was just a light note, an inspiration to so many women. And I think aap padha bhi rahe the. In beech mein you were doing some...
Yeah, we did a lot of seminars. We did some seminars even for the police, because I think it's important for them, very important for them, because when they have to deal with a criminal, they have to defend themselves, and at the same time, they are not supposed to hurt the criminal.
Yes.
It's not easy.
It's not easy.
So it's very important for them themselves to learn self-defense. So with Vishwasa Nagre Patil, so we'd done one seminar in Kolhapur. He was stationed there at that point. Then I'd gone to Hyderabad and done one with Mahesh Bhagwat sir in Hyderabad. Then we went to some medical schools. We did some seminars for medical students.
Absolutely.
So we've done a lot of this.
So coming back to a little bit about films, I think aapne shuruaat ki hai from South, if we are, saying this. Today we are seeing a lot of South films, coming this side, and now we are
taken over Bollywood.
Yes. So, I mean, somewhere, Isha Koppikar, how do you see this whole,
I always felt extremely welcomed by the South. They were the first ones to recognize and realize my talent. I won a lot of accolades and awards down south. I did about 12 to 15 films in the South. And each one of them was, they were great scripts, great technicians, and still are. A lot of our films here are inspired and, they emulate the scripts from there. Most of their technicians work here as well. I always thought South was great. Whether it is Telugu, whether it is Tamil, whether it's Malayali, or whether it's Kannada. The scripts there are awesome.
Awesome.
And even if you see the best of films today, whether it is Drishyam
is
whether
fantastic.
it is, there are many more. Many more. They're not coming to me, Drishyam, because I remember seeing it in 2-3 languages.
Correct.
So
no, but you're true. The kind of films that they make there, and now the entire country, rather with Bahubali, probably the whole wave has come somewhere in the country. So
Bahubali was it's a cult film.
Film.
It's one of its kind.
One of its
then
kind.
Now there's Pushpa, then there's KGF, and there's RRR. And
so you were the one, we were just discussing back at, in the studio that you were the one who is a pan-India star. You've been there in the South, you've always, worked in the North. So now that people say, there's a pan-India reach, pan-India star, but I think we already have a pan-India star, which I think somewhere, I wouldn't say this, but I think many people fail to recognize. Did that happen?
Yeah, हीरे की पहचान थोड़ी लेट होती है ना. कभी ना कभी तो हो जाएगी.
No, but with the films from the South, films from the North, I think you've already been there, and the path has been waved by her long back. So thank you, kudos for that too. Yeah. So one more thing, now let's go on the personal side. As a mother today, as a wife, when did you take a decision, because you were doing fabulously well in your career, and then suddenly you decided, okay, I want to get married. How did that thing happen?
See, I decided that I would marry at 30.
Okay.
Very clearly.
Okay.
And there's an age for everything in life. And I think it's important for a woman to even conceive before she's 35.
Correct.
Ideally.
Okay.
Ideally. My father's a gynecologist.
Okay.
So when he had told me that, he'd said that, you need to grow up with your children. Because if there's too much of a gap, then
a little bit different becomes.
It's a little difficult. Also because, you can't run around with them, you can't play around with them, and then having a child in your 40s and your 50s, and you become the grandmother or the grandfather, not the mother and the father. So he said, my father said that हर ज़रूरी है कि एज पे जो एज है वो एज पे होना, बट जो होना चाहिए उस एज पे होना चाहिए basically. I said you have a lifetime to do what you want even after that. So I said, okay, fine. So I'd given myself certain deadlines. I said, chalo, I'll start looking for somebody at 28, 29, 30, 31 tak ho hi jayega. But man proposes, God disposes. Sometimes when you're very clear and the intent is very clear, you send those kind of vibrations and those kind of frequencies to the universe, you attract
manifest
that.
The thing.
You manifest it. So I got married at 30, and then I had Rihanna when I was about 34. Absolutely. So I think it just went.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And you were one of the, I would say, strong personalities, a strong woman today who appreciates another one. And I think we recently heard about it and read about it that you were the one. I mean, usually actresses we've seen don't talk good about each other. I mean, I'm not talking anybody, but in general, you were the one who appreciated that Alia took a decision at the peak of her career.
It's excellent.
It's excellent. Yeah,
I think it's excellent.
That. Yeah.
I think that, see, there's no good time or no bad time, and we are not such great planners in the hands of God.
Absolutely.
Man proposes, God disposes. You will keep waiting, or you might just decide. So I just feel that any time that you've made the decision to do whatever that you wish to do is a good time.
Absolutely.
So she's made a great decision. She'll grow up with her child. Absolutely. She's already been there. Alia's already done a lot of stuff, showcased her talent. Yes. She's done good work, and maybe she felt that it was time, and she's absolutely, you need great courage.
Absolutely.
To do that right in the peak of your... Even Kajol did that. Even Anushka did that. So
but
a lot
I'll just add in here, maybe, few years ago, it was viewed differently by the filmmakers or maybe by, for an actress per se. I mean, an actor could get married, have kids, and still work till 60, 70. I'm sure we've seen actors.
Yeah, and stick 60, 70
Yes.
and work with heroines who are 1/4 their age, half their age.
Yes.
Yeah.
So this was a little different perceived for an actress at a point of time, and now the thought process has changed. I mean, they see that, okay, I mean, fine, so Anushka is still working, or there are many names in the industry is still working. So do you think back, like, it has changed, the idea, the society's vision?
See, I feel there's no therefore and thereafter in life. You're perceived according to what you showcase.
Right.
I feel even at 43 and 44, if you look hot, you perform well,
Right.
you say no to the kind of films that you don't want to do,
Correct.
eventually people realize that we can't have this
That's
actor
true.
in this particular role because this actor doesn't want to do
Want
these
to do
kind of
this
roles.
film. Yeah.
And if you're willing to wait, then wait
Okay.
for the kind of roles that you want to do.
Correct.
Also, I don't think now there's so many roles that are ageless.
Ages.
They're ageless.
Absolutely.
So
And I think OTT has changed the game also.
OTT has changed the game. Content, everything is
changed the game.
content driven.
Yes.
I think eventually it's not going to be who's the
Who's
one
the
who's casted
yeah.
in the project. It's more the content of
Content
what's
driven.
being
Yes.
showcased in terms of
True.
screenplay, story.
Absolutely.
Such big blockbusters today, which with so much of CG and so much of graphics, but
Correct.
the
Yes.
storylines are so weak that
weak,
people
yeah.
are bashing them in interviews.
Yes.
So I think it's
Yes.
important that you can't
Yes.
fool your audience.
Absolutely. The
And I
audience-
think just like how even in South India, I remember they are very emotional in the South. South scripts are a little different compared to our scripts.
okay.
वहाँ पे मंदिर बनते हैं. यहाँ पे कौन किसके हीरो और हीरोइन के मंदिर बनते हैं बॉलीवुड में.
Absolutely.
साउथ में मंदिर बनते
मंदिर
हैं.
बनते हैं.
तो likewise,
जी.
our Bollywood audience also is slightly emotional.
Emotional,
We want stories.
True.
You have to give us a story.
Absolutely.
Even if you have a lot of now Superman, Spider-Man, Avengers, Aquaman, everywhere there's a story. Thanos,
Absolutely.
he gives away his own child.
Yes.
Everywhere there's a story.
Especially after Corona, I think the whole
So
world
you-
has
Yeah.
changed,
So
and
you
our
need
audience
to have,
yes.
even in our TED talk, I've done
Yes.
some TED talk.
Yes.
You give people like to listen to stories.
I think the reality.
What are we doing right now? What
we're
are you
talking
asking me
real.
for?
Yes.
For my story.
Story.
Right? Yeah.
So I think the earthiness of the people appreciating more genuine and earthy and genuine content. Somewhere
There's no formula.
Okay.
There's no formula.
Okay.
But you cannot bullshit.
Bullshit people. Yes. True. So just a little bit about, I think a lot of upcoming things coming up, and your plate also is totally full. Share something with our people here.
I have 3 projects.
Lovely.
One is a multilingual South science fiction project. It's called Ailan, AIYLAAN in Tamil. It's in 5 languages.
Oh, lovely.
And again, it's one of its kind because it's the first alien film you would have seen in our country.
Right.
And we took about 180 days to shoot this film. We shot it during the pandemic, so we
Okay.
shot it, in with all those, considering all those
The
lockdowns. Is that, my God,
restrictions,
it was
yes.
really crazy. And then now it's gone for post-production, so
Okay.
it'll take some time. They're saying maybe early next year or late this year. I don't know
It
when
should
it's
be
going
out,
to release,
okay.
yeah. So other than that, I have a film called I Love You Loktantra. It's a political satire where I play a politician
Right.
in the
Wow.
film, which is
Okay.
releasing next month. The promotions will start very soon, and then there's OTT. There's on the OTT platform there is a series called Suranga,
Okay.
which is a true life incident
Right.
about the 100 feet surang that was
Surang.
constructed to rob a bank. It's about a bank
Oh,
heist.
Lovely.
very interesting.
So I'm sure we'll all looking forward to all this. Yes.
Very nice, very nice.
You just mentioned something, and that leads me to my next question to you. Is the other feather that we just mentioned in the start, of the interview, and that is a role of a politician. you've just added one more feather to your hat, and that's you have joined one of, we won't name the party, but one of the parties. So yes. So how did you think about it? I mean, was it there? Isha had planned this.
See, not planned at all. In fact, I always wanted to stay far away from politics. Just like I wanted to stay far away from the industry, but again, God just has plans
for you. Yes.
Yeah, because again, people
True.
have their own idiosyncrasies
Yes.
and their judgments about what an industry is like, and fear is our biggest enemy. So you have these doubts. But I'll tell you what the intent was. I think ever since I was a child, in school we had something called Khari Kamai, where we used to go help people, either wash their cars, deliver newspapers, do some housework, and we would get little money.
The small money, yes.
The whole thought then was seva. वो भाव जो था वो सेवा भाव था. So I guess the seed was sowed then, but I didn't realize it till now.
Was there. Okay.
Eventually, in the course of time, wherever and whenever I could, I've tried and helped people in whichever manner.
Absolutely.
To the best of my ability. But I also realized that it needs to be channelized. I also realized you need to have some authority. You need resources.
Absolutely, yes.
You need connections.
True.
You need proper networking. नहीं तो काम नहीं होता.
नहीं होता, okay.
So, under the governance of our existing Prime Minister, Honorable, can I say?
Yeah,
Honorable Narendra Modi ji, I just felt that on the world map, India was being recognized.
Correct.
And I felt that it worked for me, this kind of governance, because for me, my country comes first. I remember my granny telling me that whenever my grandfather filled his forms and he was asked his religion, he used to say Bharatiya.
Wow.
So it's in my blood, and he served as a doctor during the Indochina War.
Oh.
So I guess somewhere have that.
In you.
Yeah,
yes.
and I'm very patriotic at heart, and every time I recite the national anthem, I cry. I don't know what it is. I see any patriotic song, I have tears. So I just feel for my country. I feel for all those people who have fought for our freedom, and I think freedom has come very easily to our generation. They don't really understand the importance. So I felt that if probably I can serve and help in this way,
yes, this will be
then
the
I
way.
Probably have to
get in somewhere.
Great.
So I'm sure we will listen and see you on a different channel also now.
Alongside
Absolutely.
my movies. Yes.
So just coming back to a question where your daughter, I think, is what age? 6, 7?
8.
8 now. Oh, lovely.
Just turned 8 on July 21st.
8. Okay. So Rihanna,
That's right.
what do you want her to see you as? Like, I'm sure you are Durga for all of us. You've come out, from on your own in a very strong manner in life. How do you want your daughter to look up to you as?
Rihanna already looks up to me.
Lovely.
She looks up to me because just out of pure love.
No, that's mother.
So yeah, and she sees me playing different roles. She sees me, in every facet of life.
Right.
She sees me going to the gym in the morning. Before that, I go to drop her. Even today, before I've come to the studio, I've gone, dropped her to school, then gone to the gym, then gotten ready, then come to you all. So I try as much to balance for better in life.
Okay.
And she sees that. She sees the love that I feel for her. She understands my energy. I don't have to prove anything to her. I don't have to be a super mom or do anything out of the ordinary. But she's already proud of me, and she already, she says that, Mama, you're one of the best actresses. And Mama, I feel so proud to be your beta.
Wow.
And Mama, every time there's somebody who comes to take a picture, she come and stand right next to me. So these are little ways. And she idolizes me, and I feel that it's you feel so good.
So okay, just tell us, what do you want to imbibe? Put in your daughter certain qualities that you feel you're raising a Durga, in a manner. So
It's so strange that Isha also means Durga.
Ji.
Isha means Parvati.
Parvati.
And I was always told that name, and my grandfather thought of that name. I was born on Ganpati Visarjan Day, and
Lovely.
Parvati Maya is Ganpati
Yes.
Bappa's mama.
Yes.
So strange connection, but the first thing that I think is the greatest wealth that I can give my child is values. I try and inculcate that in her, because that's something I've imbibed from my parents, from my granny. The whole approach and the whole attitude of even gratitude and compassion towards people.
Right.
I feel that it's very important for us to be compassionate. There has to be empathy,
Right.
not sympathy.
Absolutely.
And one has to believe in the simplicity of life. However much and whatever that you have, my granny always taught me that simple living, high thinking is something that you must always remember. So Rihanna is born in a family where she's already seen a lot.
Ji.
At the age of 8, already traveled the world. She's living in comfort.
Yes.
But she should not forget in the simple pleasures of life. That's why I also manage and try and show her every ritual of every festival.
Lovely.
I celebrate every
festival.
festival with her. She knows Holi. This is the first year I had Ganpati Bappa in my house. We went to get Ganpati Bappa's idol. We went for the immersion. I took her. It was an eco-friendly one. So we went to one of the ponds, eco-friendly
for
ponds.
the Visarjan.
So she was with me. She was there for the pujas.
Right.
Before every exam, she goes and touches her grandma's feet. She goes to the mandir. She already knows how to do all the
So you
pujas,
balance-
ujas.
yes.
So Rihanna should, for me, Rihanna has to have Indianness in her. Rihanna has to have values in her. Rihanna has to have her feet firm to the ground for me to give her wings. Because whenever that I do give her wings,
Yes.
she should not take off from the ground.
Absolutely.
Her feet
Fantastic.
has to be firm. Earthing
This
honi
is a very,
chahiye.
very amazing, I would say, way that you're bringing her up, and the whole kind of thing. Absolutely.
So that, and I think most of the mothers out there
They do
try,
that, yes.
and there's a good balance of I don't overprotect her. I let her be. I'm not very hyper about
Right.
itna study
Itna
karna
karo.
chahiye, ye karna
Right,
chahiye. I'm a
right.
little chilled
Chill
out.
with her.
Yeah, I'm
Lovely.
chilled.
And one message to all the Durgas who are listening out there to you. Something what Isha wants them, and from your life, something that they make sure that they can use that in their lives.
I think हर औरत में दुर्गा होती है.
Right.
बस उनको एहसास नहीं है. जब भी मुझे बोला जाता है कि प्लीज स्पीक समथिंग अबाउट वुमेन एम्पावरमेंट, द फर्स्ट थिंग आई ऑलवेज से इज दैट आई थिंक women are empowered already because they're born as women.
Correct.
We are given the virtue of procreation.
Right.
And we need to realize our value.
Absolutely.
Just like how if we do not respect ourselves, nobody would respect us.
That's true.
So it's very important for each and every one of us. Our work, how we look, what we do does not make us. It is not what we are. I always believe that it is the experience you give people when they are with you is what makes us. I think it is important to be remembered from what you are, than rather what you do, what you wear, or how you look. So if I'm
amazing.
able to impress somebody because of my nature, because of the way I am as a person, I think that's the most important thing. And I think all of y'all there, more than earning money and earning castles and earning houses and earning cars, earn people. Most important thing in life is इंसान और लोग कमाओ. पैसा तो कोई भी कमा सकता है.
I think that's amazing. And we all understand why she is our Durga today here on the show with this amazing, I think, the message that you've given everybody. It's a life learning because we all in our lives, genuinely, I mean,
We're
everybody
always struggling. We're
and
always
trying to figure
competing,
out.
trying to be
Yes,
someone else. Just be original, be yourself. There's nobody else like you. Nobody else like you.
absolutely.
So give the best that you can by being you and be the best version of you. Don't try to be anybody else.
Superb. Thank you so much
Thank
for
you so
coming.
much.
Thank you so much for gracing the NavDurga episodes here today.
Hi, this is Isha Koppikar and you're listening to me on 93.5 Red FM. Bajate Raho.
Superb. Thank you so much. Thank you.